Drinking less coffee can be a good resolution, I think.
She always eats Reese's before bed.
Okay. Wow.
She does. She literally does. I watch her eat the whole packet from 7-Eleven across the corner of our neighborhood.
Why haven't we had her on sooner?
It's
taken our audience all season to learn about the Reese's.
You're not sleeping in my bed anymore. That's my new resolution.
I think we have some new resolutions for you.
Yeah, can we get the Reese's thing on the list?
Right.
Is it-
That belongs on the list. Absolutely.
Not one other kid in this neighborhood does chores.
You're gonna get in trouble, Murtaugh.
Hey, Ma! Can we get some meatloaf?
He started it.
Mom!
What?
Shut up!
What is the matter with you? I know it's a school night, so we're just going to get right down to it.
Well, hi there. This is Harry Harrison with another episode of Fearless Parenting. And we have some very special guests. Julia,
Say hi, baby.
Hi.
whose mother's Kathleen.
Kathleen, what's my last name?
There's your-
Yeah.
And this time, godless, childless.
Brideless.
No, not
Brideless,
brideless.
Matt.
I am married.
But
Yeah.
I thought we were saying Zach's
I
gone.
was saying Zach's gone.
Oh, yeah, Zach's
gone.
gone.
But Matt's here.
We
I am
don't.
here.
We don't have a tagline.
No,
for you yet.
I've not been enough of a character yet so far to have my name be besmirched by Harry himself.
It'll happen.
But yeah, I am not brideless, but I am childless. So I do have pets, but I know that doesn't count.
It's a good loot. I mean,
It counts
It
enough.
prepares you.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it does.
Prepares you. So this week's episode is on New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
And the question is, are they worth it?
Mm-hmm.
How do you do it?
Okay.
Should kids make it? I mean, should kids make resolutions?
Yeah.
Good. She can chime. Should they? And I like an assertive woman. Should moms make resolutions just for them? So, and then we'll just talk about typical resolutions in which how do you keep it going? How do you keep the fire under the resolution? Resolution.
On the revolution.
On the revolution.
This is turning into a different show already.
Yeah, it's just lost
It's already
the
off the
tracks.
rails.
So to begin with, do you have a resolution, Kathleen?
Well,
New
Julia and I have made several resolutions.
Uh-huh.
We have a whole thing we can go through because this was the first year that she actually said she wanted to do resolutions. And how did that come about, Julia? Did they talk about it in class?
No, not yet.
So then what made you come up with the idea that we need to come up with resolutions this year?
Okay, then.
I don't know.
That's the typical kids answer.
Right.
And so then she tells me I have to have resolutions.
You do have to have resolutions. You're
Why
the
do- oh.
parent.
Nice.
It's very good.
So why do we make resolutions? I mean, what's gone so off the rails with our life? And I might ask Starfish Mom about this. What has gone so off the rails about our life that we have to make a resolution and we're going to say January 1st I'm going to change everything?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we do that?
I don't know. It's interesting because I come from a family that never really did that. And so I've done that a couple of years, but I've kind of just been blah, blah. I think it's just it's the same thing. Business closes at the end of the year. We have a major holiday. We see family. We kind of go through all these different things, and maybe that's what inspires people. I don't know.
Sarah, step in here.
All right. It's because we are all about procrastinating as parents. I mean, I'll be honest, I really just kind of put it off and put it off and put it off until the new year, and then I fail. So I don't know why I even set myself up for failure, but here we are because I did not achieve the goals in 2017. I made it to the gym maybe twice, paying for separate gym memberships along the way because
How many
you think
do you have?
financially draining, that would be motivating outside of just trying to get my fitness on.
How many do you have? How many gym memberships?
No, so I canceled the other two. So LA Fitness and here at work is canceled. So now it's just Lifetime, which is the most expensive of all, which I haven't gone in months.
So that was humiliating.
Honesty is the key.
Honesty is the key on this show. So why do we make resolutions? Because something has gone wrong with our life, or we think we can do it better, and this seems to be a perfect time to change everything. So people make New Year's resolutions to lose weight, or to find a husband, get rid of one, be a better mom,
Yeah.
be awake when you're talking to your kids.
I should have wrote that on on Mama's resolutions.
That's nice. Nice.
Do you see how she's my kid?
Right.
The smack talk has already begun.
Just go on and write down, Mom, be awake when we're talking.
Okay.
So I have a resolution, a New Year's resolution. And
Okay.
It's perfect. I need to start looking down. Yes.
Looking down?
Looking down, whether I'm on a
this is
bicycle, or
fascinating.
running,
Oh,
or
okay.
walking.
Like literally looking
literally
down.
looking down.
Not like a metaphorical.
No, look down, because I've landed on the ground so much these last 6 months from not looking down.
You're not
Things-
paying attention?
That's part of not looking down.
Are you on your phone? Are you just not paying attention?
Let's not dive into it. Let's just, I'm not.
I want to dive into it because Kathleen has always been falling all of her life. So I've run into doors. I ran into our office door here within the first month. I smacked myself in the face. So
Wow. I'm not surprised.
Do you see that a lot with your mom?
She kind of like
Yes.
collide with pans and,
Yes.
and refrigerator
it's
doors.
just not right.
I walk into walls. I mean, I'm just like, it's always been this way where I pay, my mind's over here. Mm-hmm. I'm either thinking about what I should have done or thinking about what I'm about to do, and consequently, bam, a wall or a light pole, or in many cases, a speed bump that sends me flying over the bike.
So what you're saying is you're just distracted with what you have going on in life, that you're not paying attention to your surroundings.
Or I'm just, well, I'm not drinking, so it just must be distraction. we can narrow some things down. So looking down sounds like a simple thing, but it would save me. So I mean, like steps. I don't see the step. Away I go. Looking down is my resolution.
Well, that's a pretty easy one. Do you have any others? Any more profound resolutions than not falling down?
That would solve a whole host of mysteries in my life if I could just keep falling.
Funny, a lot of problems result
Right,
from that
right.
single one. So change one thing, change a lot
one
of things.
thing. There's no trips to the hospital. There's no new bicycles. It's a collage of events that happen if I just start looking down. But I think when I was a parent, I was most interested in looking at how I had raised my kids up to Christmas, and then so we would always sit down. Melissa and I would think, well, what can we do better beginning now? And I think that's how parents start coming to New Year's resolutions is they either want to be a better parent, they want to do something more with their kids, they want to be more involved, they want to work less, they want to listen more, they want to say no less, say yes more, that kind of thing.
So would you have those specific conversations saying these are the things that I think we didn't do very well and here's how I think we ought to change them in the coming year, or was it more of a feeling, or how did that result?
No, we talked about why our kids were in jail and what could we do
That's
better.
good. That's a
Wait,
good
wait,
conversation
wait,
to have.
You're opening doors that you don't want to dive into, but I mean, come on. The kid ended up in jail?
No. No, but we would, there was always, because money was tight, we'd always make a resolution. This year we're going to have a budget.
How many times did that roll over?
Well, it was good for about 15 New Year's resolutions.
Okay.
That's
That's
So
a
were they
perennial.
actual resolutions, or did you two just sit down and take stock as parents and sort of go over the year and what you could do better, not necessarily saying...
It was kind of taking stock, and there's some people that we celebrate every New Year's Eve with for the last 200 years, and we would talk about what we're going to do this year. I mean, what's our resolution this year? I remember my wife asked a student of hers what his resolution was, and he said to get big and pump more iron.
Okay. I like it.
I'm just short.
I like
that's,
it.
That's what it was.
No, that's easy. That's an easy one
Right.
to. You can accomplish that one. That's
Nothing
really
about
straightforward.
studying or anything.
No.
He wants
No,
Just
he
get
just,
big.
he
Big
just
and
wants to
pump more iron.
be huge.
Yeah.
A man has goals.
So that was a resolution he went after. And for us, I think we pretty much stayed. We didn't make the same resolution year after year after year, except the budget thing. But we would kind of analyze where we were and take stock, and that's what we did. So, Kathleen, tell me about your resolutions this year.
Okay, so for today, Julia and I have both prepared. We have prepared resolutions for ourselves, and then
then
resolution
for
for
each
each
other.
other. Okay, so do you want to start?
No, you start.
I'll start. Okay, so my resolutions is one.
This is for you.
This is for me. is to get back on the workout train, because I was in a bad car accident, stopped working out, and I'm one of those people who actually likes working out.
You do?
Wow.
I love having kids.
Wow.
You do?
It's an awful little reflective mirror right here.
Any little stretching of the truth, you just chime on in.
Okay,
Yeah.
number 2 is to pay off credit card debt by 2019, which I'm already on track for. I've been working really hard this year to bring it down, and I mean, it's going to be completely gone by this time next year. I will have 0 credit card debt, 0 student loan debt. The only thing I'll have is like my mortgage and my car.
I don't think you ever did that.
Hush now. You
Now,
don't
we
even
made
know
that-
how many credit cards I have.
We had
Oh, no,
we
I
made a
do.
similar resolution about bringing down our credit card to 0. In fact, bringing down all of our charge accounts to 0.
Yeah.
Everything to 0.
There's a certain level of financial freedom and just like anxiety that comes off of your shoulders that half of it's already come off my shoulders this year. Like I said, I've been working really hard this year to sort of get my finances in line. And when you do that as a parent, you're not as stressed out about certain things. So you don't get frustrated and upset. You know, it's less frustrating when you're not getting creditors breathing down your neck and she asks for stuff.
Yes, just we made the resolution to pay off all credit cards, pay off the cars, pay off the house
Pay off the house.
in 4 years.
Did you make that happen?
We were well on the way. We moved, but we had knocked the house. I was 5 years ahead in house payments.
Wow.
when we moved.
Wow. That's big.
Yeah.
It's so funny. You know, you're an adult when you start asking for, you know, tires for Christmas gifts or or look at Sarah saying yes.
Or-
washing machine.
Why do you want tires and washing machines? They're just
Oh,
lame.
Oh, just wait.
That's how.
My
The, yeah.
They're just
Okay.
lame.
So the world's so
My
cruel.
third and final one is because I'm so busy, Sunday has to be my day off. And by that I mean I am now only going to be going to church and grocery shopping and meal planning and prepping for the week. I'm not going to be doing activities or volunteering for other people. I've given too much of myself this year, and we need quiet, peaceful time at home at least one day a weekend.
I'm surprised you think that.
Wow. Okay. So
For those of you who couldn't hear her whisper smack talk of her mother, she
I'm
said,
surprised.
So-
I'm surprised you think that.
Yeah.
It's good she keeps you in line. You need that,
So
right?
Julia,
Oh,
what
no.
would be your resolutions for your mother?
She's not doing hers first?
Okay, you can do yours first.
Okay, so my resolutions is I'm gonna try to smile properly in Mama's pictures.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
It's
Has
so
she-
sweet.
I
has
don't
she
want
been-
to.
Has she been like telling you you don't have a nice smile? Because you do.
No,
No.
she just says, "Smile, please."
Wait, no, this isn't Kathleen's an awful mom and
Yes,
she's
it
not
is.
Yeah, it
bringing
is.
up-
Yes, it is.
No, this is we're taking
This is where a
family
resolution-
pictures.
I think you're going to
Needed.
regret
I
this
don't
decision.
care about
Oh
my
my God.
smile and family pictures.
No, she does the goof face or the irritating face or the dead face or the.
So maybe a resolution for you could be not to criticize your daughter's smile in photographs.
Yes, thank you, Harry.
Boom.
Number 2. What's number 2?
2. Try to get better grades in Spanish.
She doesn't focus as much as she should sometimes, but she's doing pretty good. She got all A's for her last 6 weeks.
That's
so
good.
her grades have progressed.
Yeah, the Spanish thing. I'm gonna cut you a lot of slack on that.
Number 3.
And then the number 3 is take better care of my hair because I always get knots in the morning.
Yes.
Okay. All right. That's a girl's resolution.
I think those are all attainable.
Honestly,
That's good.
honest parenting, fearless parenting, all 3 of these things are things that her father and I get on her all the time for.
Her
I
hair.
don't want them.
You get mad at her about her hair?
When she goes out, when I show up to school and drop my child off,
I don't care about my hair.
and she has crazy hair, and
it
I look
scratching
like
all
a
these
I mean, I
list.
do care about my hair, but I don't care if my hair's in knots. I mean,
So
at least it's
she wants
not
you
all
to have
over
like
the place.
perfect hair when you get out of the car to
No.
go to school.
No, perfect, just brushed.
I don't want
Brushed, washed.
At
brushed,
least in a
combed.
ponytail.
And this is, we're exploring just the beginning of the mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot.
That's the book sponsor at the end of the thing, okay? Because I have a quote for that since I have my daughter. That's a girl thing. You guys don't know because you didn't have girls.
Did not.
You don't have kids, so I don't want to hear it. It's a girl thing. It's a mom thing. She got to get her hair right.
No, I don't like it.
Okay.
All right.
It's time for Sarah to step in here.
What are your
What are
resolutions?
for you and Starfish?
I don't have any yet. This is something that I do last minute. So maybe the resolution could be spontaneously to have a resolution before.
Does it happen on
31st.
New Year's Eve?
Yeah, I think inspiration hits me right before the clock hits midnight.
Like 11:59. Here's an idea.
It could be like a Cinderella thing, right?
Yeah, of
Clock
course.
hits midnight.
Of course, of course.
I have no resolutions. I'll open it up to you guys. What should my resolutions be?
Did you ever make one?
Yes.
Make a resolution?
Okay, so Nick and I, fiance now, we actually had a little vision board. And so I was cutting out things to put on the vision board. Disney World was on there because I wanted to take Caleb to Disney World. We did buy our house. I put a big fat engagement ring on that vision board, and it happened.
Yeah!
So though I do feel like a failure for not making my personal resolution of getting to the gym after 3 gym memberships to like pressure me to go, a lot did happen last year.
Yeah,
that I'm
you guys,
thankful for.
you guys made some big strides.
We sure did.
Moving
So-
towards the family, you know, and that's good. I will say, I think both of us need to take a little more time for ourselves and take a little time to plan. That's the whole Sunday thing. I think you need to do that too.
I do want to ask Harry. So, is it better to make a New Year's resolution list where we feel defeated at the end if we didn't cross everything off, or just make one big resolution?
We're sharing a mic here, so this is why the 3-second delay. It just depends on how much control and willpower you have, and if you have the willpower to do one measly resolution,
One
well,
measly
one
resolution.
tiny resolution, that's fine. And in some cases, there's just a whole list of improvements that could be made.
That's right.
So,
So let's get to those improvements that mother and daughter have for each other.
Okay.
Where's your
Yes.
list?
Over here, I think.
Oh, her list has gone errant. We'll do mom's first.
So this is a new one for me. You're writing resolutions for other people.
Yes.
Is this called complaining, or is that?
No, it's called how we think of each other.
Okay.
Do you see what, if you have children, what your future is?
Yeah.
They reflect you in a way that is sometimes really scary. So let's start with mom. Okay. Do more chores without complaining.
I'll still complain.
I said do more chores without complaining.
I'll
is
still
this
complain.
resolution for you or for her?
No, for her. For her.
Okay.
It's a complaint.
still
Feed the
complain.
dogs. You wanted the dogs. Go take a bath. You need to take a bath.
Hey, as long as they're getting done, right?
Why
Complain
don't
away.
you just smell my armpits?
Lord.
Definitely keep that in.
Number 2, pay attention to homework and classwork more. Mostly because what we discovered with the teachers in our conferencing is that she does really well when she pays attention, but sometimes she gets distracted. Squirrel! And when she gets distracted, her grades don't do as well.
There's blinds on the windows.
That was a reference to Up.
So the specific resolution is to study, pay attention.
No,
not just
to focus a little
focus.
more.
I've
Focus a
had a
little more.
lot of hundreds.
No. You're doing a great job. You're
So-
doing a great
It's
job.
that's a keep it up.
no complaining and focus. And what's the third one?
Okay.
Read more.
Read more. Now that is a resolution.
Yeah.
That's
because
like-
we both need to do that, quite frankly. Like,
Yeah.
again, that comes with, like, sort of the quiet time, the zen time that I'm kind of trying to focus on.
Okay.
She's
So-
ready to get on her.
Well, she's ready to.
Ready to unload.
So-
You know these?
Let
You
me
know
just
these
go
already?
back. Let me just go back to the read more. That's a very important resolution, no matter how old you are.
Well, I do want to read, so
That's good.
that's the only one I'm going to stick with.
Well, 1 out of 3 ain't
We
bad.
just broken 2. We haven't even made them. Okay, let's go directly
right.
to your list.
Okay.
All right.
So, I think Mama's New Year's resolutions should be stop yelling at the dog so much.
Wow.
Oh,
We have a
Snuggle.
We have an. Is that the name of the dog, or she
No.
needs a snuggle?
I need to snuggle
She
more.
not yell, snuggle.
Yeah,
That's
she needs to
that's
snuggle.
always good.
what are the dogs doing that upset you so much?
They're so, well, one of them is about to turn 1 year old, and
Okay.
he has
What
not
is it,
been
Mr. Bean?
Mr. Vini.
Yeah.
And he hasn't been neutered yet.
Okay,
So there's a lot of energy.
that's
He's
a rough
little
time.
one.
That's a rough time in his life.
And he riles up the big one who's still young. He's a Great Dane, but he's huge. So you have these 2 idiots running through the house, and one of them can put a hole in the drywall if he hits the drywall wrong.
Sure.
That has happened.
So have you tried
Yes?
snuggling and not yelling?
Right, has yelling helped?
Basically,
This is
what
the
we're
thing. I snuggle. They sleep at my
She
feet on
sometimes,
my bed.
but if they
She's right. I yell a lot at the dogs.
yell them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And does it make you feel scared when your mother yells
No,
at the dogs?
I just feel like it's mean.
Well, it is.
I feel like what the dogs feel when they get yelled at. They just run away.
That is the way dogs feel. It's good your
Yeah.
mother knows that now. I'm surprised she's never put that together. What's the second resolution?
Second resolution. Okay, stop putting pressure on yourself, woman.
Wow.
Oh, this is a big one.
Stop putting pressure on yourself,
I did
woman.
not
like this.
help her with these at
Wow.
all.
No.
This is the thing about our relationship is I try and encourage her to be very honest about things, but she just popped out
So
with
tell
that.
me, so what does putting pressure on herself look like?
She gets mad and irritated, and sometimes she just goes it on me. Well, she does it on me, and then she just says sorry. I'm like, jeez.
I'll jump in. So Kathleen's really a perfectionist. So she wants you to be the very best that you can be, right? So you have a
Yes.
mom that's like literally an overachiever. Her microphone's dropping. So I'm going to jump in because I've seen her in mama mode. And yeah, she does have very high expectations of you, but
Yes.
that's out of love, Julia. I see that every day with her. She works hard.
Well, so this brings up an interesting question for you, Harry, as our parenting expert. This I think reinforces how much kids pick up on how you're feeling, even if you don't recognize that they are watching. They're always watching you. They're always noticing what's happening.
They feel the temperature. They absolutely feel the temperature, and they know
Actually-
when mom's going crazy and she's stressed out, and she knows. I mean, we think we can take our arguments behind closed doors, and no, they know everything.
Yeah, even from the time they're babies. And I realized that when she was a baby, I was like, oh, she can feel it when things are not good. But at the same time, sometimes you get lost in your own world. You're trying to be a good parent, but you're in your own life.
So Julia, just write down this word Prozac. And if your mom starts going off the rails again, just give her that.
Just
Give
slide
her that
that
little
to her.
slip of paper.
Okay.
All right, what's
Okay.
number 3?
Third one's gonna be really funny.
Oh,
Stop drinking coffee, or else she will get diabetes.
Now let me explain.
I care about her getting diabetes.
that's good. No, that's a good thing
Let
to
me
care about.
explain the backstory on this.
good.
So her favorite show to watch, we watched together,
Blackish.
is Blackish. And last night,
And the new episode was about Dre getting diabetes.
Because he drank coffee?
no,
No.
well, he's genetic propensity for it,
That's
and
kind
he
of-
doesn't take care of himself.
Half of the reason is kind of fourth reason. I don't want her to drink coffee, and I don't want her to get diabetes.
Well, that's a good
There's
reason.
no real major possibility that will happen genetically and everything, and I'm trying to explain this to her. I'm surprised you didn't say this.
Look, hey, drinking less coffee can be a good resolution, I think.
She always eats Reese's before bed.
Okay.
Shush.
Wow.
She does! She literally does! I watch her eat the whole packet from 7-Eleven across the corner of our neighborhood.
Why haven't we had her on sooner?
This is the
It's
greatest
taken
thing.
our audience all season to learn about the Reese's.
You're not sleeping in my bed anymore. That's my new resolution.
I think we have some new resolutions for you.
Yeah, can we get the Reese's thing on the list?
Right.
Is that-
That's
Sure,
on the list.
sure.
Absolutely.
All right, but so honestly, for any of our parents who are watching, like I Googled New Year's resolutions parenting, and a whole bunch of Pinterest stuff popped up.
All right.
So we do have another one. We'll run through this
Yeah.
quickly because these were our independent thoughts, if you will, but we'll run through this really quickly.
Yeah.
This is fun off of Pinterest. Start a new habit. Me, finishing projects around the house. What's you? We're doing this quickly.
Remember things. I don't
Forget
remember
stuff all
things.
the
Good
time.
habit.
Yeah.
I have trouble with that one.
Yes.
Number 2, read a good book. I wrote read books in general. What'd you write?
Wonder. I want to read Wonder.
Have you heard of this?
No, but whatever the title is, read it.
Okay.
Read it.
Okay, learn a new skill. Setting diamonds. That's for my jewelry thing. I want to learn how to physically set a diamond. I can set other stones, but I can't set a diamond.
I want to learn art.
Okay.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Good.
Like
Next one.
colors and stuff.
Go on a visit to New York with Julia, because I've been, she's never been.
I want to go to Italy.
I asked her who's paying for that.
You are paying for that.
Okay. Italy.
I might be 10 years
Keep
old.
Good.
going.
No, aim high.
But
Aim high.
Man, she just, let's hit Rome, man.
Yeah.
Let's go Tuscany.
No, that's good.
Yeah, okay, breaking a bad habit. I have to quit smoking.
Well,
I've
among other
asked
habits,
you.
you have to quit smoking and
I've
probably.
asked her a million times and told her what would happen.
Right. You show her pictures.
No.
Yeah. Dig out. Go to Google. What happens when you
a bad
smoke?
idea.
Let's
and
not
just
tell
watch
my
pictures.
8-year-old to start Googling random things.
So smoking and now Reese's peanut.
No, I'm not giving that up.
Okay, I wouldn't.
All right, what's yours? What's yours? Break a bad habit.
Okay, break a bad habit. It's kind of the same of it's a new skill, but not remembering stuff. I need to break that habit again.
We both do.
Yes.
I'll make that. I'll make that resolution
Okay,
too.
looking forward to my Peru trip.
I'm looking forward to more doing stuff in school.
Okay, she likes school. And then try something new, braid hair. I can't braid hair. I
You
have a
can't
little
braid
girl,
hair.
and I harp on her hair, and I can't braid her hair.
That's the same as Daddy.
Okay. Now
Harry, can you braid hair?
No.
No.
So now then, how do we keep our kids and ourselves? How do we keep enforcing our resolutions?
That's
so when
a
we
tough
start
one.
slipping off into find that peanut butter cup in the freezer.
No.
Are you going to hang this list up somewhere? and-
First of all,
and keep
actually,
it?
I think that's a good idea. We should hang it on the family board that we have.
What family?
Y'all hold.
bird?
The one above the trash.
Sarah, have you ever held a family member accountable? Like you made this resolution, stop smoking, or get into a budget, or
We really did. We did have like this giant poster board, and I had those magazine clippings, kind of dream board vision style, and we were staring at it every day. And he knew he needed to propose by the end of the year, so he did it by spring break.
So how are we doing on time?
We're pretty good. We could go another couple minutes, so if you want to start to wrap this thing up. She's excited. I appreciate that.
So, well, back to how do we keep ourselves honoring the resolutions? I mean, if you want to have a resolution about we're not going to spend as much money, we're going to budget money, or we're not going to spend as much money on toys for kids. I know. Happens.
That's a terrible one.
It's a terrible one. It's an all adults face. How do we honor those resolutions so we don't wind up with 3 gym memberships not used?
I think her idea is good. Is sitting. I think what we need to do, because we did do this, for today's podcast for our prep for the show. But I think she and I need to go home and sit down and spend some time together to talk about it.
We do?
And make. This is how you bond with your child. Okay. Take
Okay.
notes. And then put up a board and really just leave it up in our kitchen family room area and just kind of try and meet those goals every single day. Seeing things, writing things down. Every major business expert tells you to write your business goals down, and that's how you achieve them. I think it's the same for the family.
Well, and I also know that if the kids see you keeping your resolutions, they'll be more inclined to keep theirs. If they see you spinning off into Coca-Cola and cigarettes and Reese's peanut butter cups. And
The peanut
What is
butter
a
cups
resolution?
are
Yelling-
not as
yelling
bad.
at the dogs.
All right, no.
Sometimes a kid needs to care about the parent because the
Ex-
parent might be immature.
whoa.
Again,
Okay.
with the reflection.
So we're going to wrap this up now. Kathleen has a couple of books she would like to
Yes.
to sponsor this half hour with.
So speaking of resolutions, I do try to be introspective as a parent. And so this whole resolution thing is a good idea. But from 1001 Things It Means to Be a Mom, my favorite is being a mom means remembering you're teaching your daughter what it means to be a woman and teaching your son what to look for in a woman. And she's 8. She's getting older. She's more aware of the differences between males and females, especially adults. And so I try to show her every single day. And like today, bringing her in, making sure she shows respect to me in the workplace and respects, because I always had great respect for my mother and her jobs.
Okay.
Am I doing a good job?
No.
I think,
That's
I think
respect.
Mom's doing a pretty darn good job.
She's sassy.
Hey, that's
So, and-
that's
and-
honesty there.
That's a good quality.
So in our next episode is going to be about getting your kids ready for college.
Because
And we're
this
gonna-
takes a lot of time.
It takes forever. And it takes like 12 years actually. And then the year you start applying to colleges, start applying for FAFSA loans. it takes-
FAFSA and
the whole
and
thing.
the grants no, but that's really more what I was thinking about. When you actually sit down and you're a senior and you're dealing with your kid, and I haven't experienced obviously helping the kid get into college, but I remember how long we sat down and we had applications and we discussed essays, and I mean that takes it's very time intensive.
It's a thing. So the 1001 thing every college student needs to know, like
This is
buying
my
your
favorite.
book before exams start. We'll talk about this the next episode.
We will talk about this the next episode, but there's 2 things in here. You need to know cutting class could impact your group's grade. They won't be amused. That's a big one. I hated group projects because that's coming for
Do
you.
I have to go through that?
No, yes, you do.
Okay, well that signs off another edition of Fearless Parenting Month. Thank our special guest Julia. She was very special.
First kid guest.
Come back.
Yes.
First kid guest. Come back anytime.
Yay!
And Matt for running the board.
Absolutely.
Place of godless, childless, and mindless.
Has he gotten one tagline for this?
Very helpful, I would say.
Are we going to do the positive on you?
Yes, I'm positive.
Okay. All right. Thank you all. We will talk to you next year.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, see ya.
Fearless Parenting is a production of the Real News Communications Network in collaboration with Harry H. Harrison Jr. This episode was recorded and edited by Matt Stoker and myself, Zach Lewis. Production music courtesy of the Audio Jungle Music Library. To find out more about Harry and his work, or to purchase one of his books, visit www.fearlessparenting.com.
You're listening to RNCN, the digital destination for premium talk radio.